Hello everybody, welcome back to the Chilean Revolution. My name is Jack. It's season 5 of the Chilean Revolution. Season 5. It doesn't feel like I've done that many seasons. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Chilean Revolution. My name is Jack, and we have returned with daily uploads on the channel, purely so we can finish this series off. I think we might have time for 2 seasons before the FM19 beta comes out, and we're going to try our best to win at least one of the Premier League or the Champions League in that time. And to celebrate the return of daily uploads to the channel, we have signed £180 million worth of players. 3 players to be exact. We've spent £180 million on 3 players. They're all starting players. They'll all go straight into the team. Not all at once. I don't want to upset the team dynamic too much, but they're good players. I feel like I needed to start spending a little bit more money on top quality players because we don't have time to bring up youth players. We need to start winning now, and so we've sold about £81 million worth of player. I think we've got rid of a fair few players in the squad, so we thinned the squad out quite a bit. But we've got some better players. I would say some better players, and these are the transfers that we have made for this season. Saying these are the transfers, we're going to start off with the outs as always. Chris Wood has gone to Fulham for £10 million, £15 million. So we've made a nice bit of profit on Chris Woods for how old is he? 29, 30? 29 years old. We've made a good little bit of profit on him, which is fantastic. He came in, he did quite a decent job for us. 7 starts, 9 sub appearances, 7 goals. Can't complain too much for a backup striker. He played very well. Sold him on to Fulham for £15 million. He was a decent servant for us, but he wasn't Champions League quality, and that's what we need. Next up, we have Jack Hendry, centre-back. He's gone to Newcastle for £10 million. He was complaining a bit about not getting first-team football, so I thought, right, we'll get rid of you. I think he was like 3-star current, 3-star potential. We'll get someone better, and we've sold him for £10 million, which is a slight loss on what we bought him for, but it's only £2.5 million. That's pocket money for us nowadays, being in the Champions League and whatnot. So we've replaced him, so it's good. Next up, Jack Wilshere. I've been threatening to do this for, I think it was 2 seasons. I think it was the end of season 3. If you remember, he came up to me and started sprouting off about game time or something. I can't remember. And I never forgave him for that. And we've sold him on. We've finally done it to Watford for £10 million. He was a decent servant for us, but he never really hit those heights that I would want. Really, you can see there he started a fair few games for us first season, second season, and third season. He was always in the team. Last season, just gone. We've sold him on, like I said, £10 million to Watford. I would have liked to get a little bit more for him, but I'm not too fussed. Next up, we have Kaj Sirhouse. He was coming to the end of his contract. He was one of my favourite players in the in this series. He came in as a young Dutch lad. He played really well for us when he played. He even got, the season we got to the Champions League final, he was actually in the Champions League team of the year kind of thing, and he was next to Ronaldo up front, which was quite spectacular. His contract ran out, and I was there like, should I offer him a contract, should I not? And then there was a couple of other transfer movements that happened with other strikers, and I thought, right, I'm not going to offer him a new contract. We'll just let him go. He's gone to Cardiff on the free, which I'm upset about, but let him go because he wasn't going to get any game time. As you can see, last season he got 3 games in the league, 3 games elsewhere. He got 3 assists in that time, but he didn't score, and he just wouldn't have got any game time this season, so we would let him go. As you can see, he doesn't look that prolific, but you see down here, 10 games, 10 starts, 14 sub-appearances. He got 8 goals, which isn't that bad. In the Cup, like I said, where he played most of his games as starts, 3 goals. 7 starts, 14 sub-appearances in the league, 5 goals. So he played like the last 20, 15 minutes of games where he couldn't really do much. The second season he was here, I think this was the Champions League season, was it? I'm not too sure. Yeah, it was the Champions League season. He played a lot more games that season. 29 starts, 9 sub-appearances, 15 goals and 8 assists, which was a very, very good season in my opinion for a young lad. 15 starts in the league, 5 sub-appearances, 7 goals. Champions League, he smashed it. 6 starts, 3 subs, 6 goals, 4 assists. He absolutely smashed it in the Champions League that season. Like I said, I'm sad that he's gone, but we've got better now. Next up, another player who has gone to Watford, Edison Alvarez. You didn't see much of him. We bought him in January because I could. I think that's the only reason why I bought him in, because I had money and he was cheap. So I thought we'll bring him in. He never really got any game time. He's gone to Watford for £10 million, which is still a profit for what we bought him for. He played 6 games in the league, overall 2 starts, 6 subs appearances. We've got a shit-hot defender now, which has replaced him, so I'm not too fussed about letting him go. We got profit, that's fine. Edison Alvarez has gone to Watford for £10 million. Mason Holgate has gone to Leicester. This is one which I was tempted not to do because he's English and I wanted to keep English players, but when I found a player that we've brought in, I thought one of Holgate and Zola has got to go, and Zola's better than Holgate, so it was a no-brainer. He might be English, but what's the point of keeping talent that aren't as good now and they won't be as good in the future just because they're English, in my opinion. We've made a little bit of a loss on him, but he was only really a backup player when he was here. To be fair, he played decent, but not great. We've sold him on £13 million to Leicester. Hopefully he does fairly well for them. Next up, we've done another little bit of business with Watford. We've sent Serge Gnabry out on loan. They're paying half of his wages, I believe, or 75% of his wages, I can't remember. And he's gone to Watford. He barely played last season. He did have quite a hefty injury, if I believe. But his time at the club's probably up. He was on the transfer list. Watford came in for a loan. I thought, yeah, let's get rid for now. And then it'll be gone, basically, in the summer. Because he's not going to get into our team, especially now that we've gone for the 4-3-1-2 and not playing with wingers, because he plays better on the wing than he does attacking mid. The last major transfer, John Guidetti, my Bay, has left the club to join Southampton. He wasn't going to go, but he was going to be 4th choice striker. And then my scouts pointed me in a direction of another striker, and I thought, this guy is much better than Guidetti. Can we bring him in? We brought him in, and Guidetti's paid the price, and he's gone. 20 million quid. We made a little bit of a profit on him. He always scored goals for us. He basically got us to the Champions League final that one season, and I will love him forever for that. He is my Bay. Thank you, John Guidetti. This season, the first season he joined was the Champions League final run. 21 starts, 11 subs, 15 goals. What more can you ask for? Last season, 32 starts, 16 goals. The only problem with him was he was very, very injury prone. I'm happy that we made a profit on him, but I am going to miss him around the club because I love him. I love him so much. Right then, we're into the ins, boys. We're going to go from the least amount we spent to the highest amount we spent. Felix Pazlak, he's a bit of a a top-notch player, young player, 23-year-old German. He's very versatile, very perfect for what we need, because if we want to play with wingers, he can slot in there. So basically, we've got both our fullbacks in Pazlak and Sessegnon can now, if needed, play as wingers, which is perfect if needed be. He looks fantastic. His passing could improve a little bit, just like his first touch, but it's not too much of a problem. He's only 23, so he's going to grow a lot. We spent £30 million on him. It could rise to £45 million. And we've only signed 3 players for £180 million, so you do the maths. This is the cheapest one we've bought. Let's go to the next player. Our new striker, Arkadiusz Milik, from Napoli. We're giving him these players are getting paid quite a lot. But the scouts pointed me out to him, and I was like, he's much better than Guidetti. 17 finishing, 16 first touch, 13 composure, 14 concentration. Composure can be a little bit higher, but that's fine. 16 head, and he's 6'1". He can do everything. Fantastic physicals. He hasn't really got a weakness in his game, which positioning could be a little bit higher, determination could be a little bit higher, but I can't see any weaknesses in his game. We've spent £50 million on him. Could rise to 80 million, depending on goals and games and whatnot. Got him. He was obviously at Napoli now in real life. He went to Chelsea for a season for £35 million, where he scored a decent amount of goals, 14 and 33. And then he went back to Napoli the season after for £50 million. So they obviously had like a buyback clause or something, where he just carried on scoring. And now he's in our ranks. And it's just... I just can't wait to see how many goals he scores, because he looks incredible. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Dayot Opamecano. We're going to need a nickname for him. But he's a 22-year-old French centre-back. He looks very, very good. 6'1", physicals to die for, 19 pace. 19 pace. His mentals are fantastic. Where it needs to be for a defender, he's got everything. 4.5-star current, 4.5-star potential. Powerful centre-back. He's valued at £103 million. We spent £100 million on him. Could rise to 160 million. Depends on games and all that jazz. We've gone all out on this kid, and he just looks incredible. He likes to switch the ball to a flank. It doesn't matter because we don't have wingers. He tries to play his way out of trouble, which is expected for a ball-playing defender. So I'm fine with that. And he brings ball out of defence, which I'm fine with, again, because he's got the pace to come back and make up for it if he loses the ball. So I'm very, very much excited for our transfers. As you can see there's the full rundown of the transfers. The transfers out that I didn't show you were Al Masani's gone to Feyenoord for a little bit of money. He was never going to get any game time. Peter O'Driscoll is a young player, you'll never see him. Seri Martin has gone out on loan to Burnley in the Championship. I'm never going to get rid of this kid. I don't know why I've got such an affection for him, but I think it's because he scored that goal against Bayern Munich last season, and I just love him. He's got a bit of that John Guidetti effect. I just love him. He's come for our youth ranks. He'll probably never play for us again, but I'm going to give him... I gave him a new contract, and I gave him like 7k more than he asked for. He's just my kid. He's my kid. I'm not getting rid of him. I don't know if I released any players of note. No, they're all young players, so you don't have to worry about that. Transfers. I love transfer windows. They're amazing. As you can see, we've still got 35 million in the bank. If we need it in January, we'll spend it. But today's game, as you can probably tell from the thumbnail and the title, Manchester United. We've got quite a tough start to the season, ladies and gentlemen. Man United, Southampton and Arsenal. It's going to be a toughie. We're going to go into the Man United game, and this is the team we are going to be playing. But there is other player news. As I said in the end of last episode, we had a soft Brexit. So we've brought in all the players that couldn't get work permits last season. Wellington Lewis was the young Brazilian kid that we brought in just in case. So we didn't need to get a new goalkeeper. 2.5-star, 4.5-star potential. Just a fantastic little player. The main ones... Mike Hall. Now, he's not on the bench today because he did pick up an injury in pre-season, But this is the United States wonder kid, or he was classed as a wonder kid. He's now just a striker. Brilliant. But he was classed as a wonder kid, and he's got 5-star potential. He smashed it last season in Venlo. He was in the league below. That's fine. But he's going to have a very good season, I reckon, this season. He looks very good. Very good. There was others as well. Babic, Bulic, Elor. Sorry about that. Yeah, where was I going to? There's other players. Babic, Bulic, Elor. Is there someone else? I feel like there might have been someone else, but I can't remember. But soft Brexit. It's just we can get all the foreign players we want, basically, and it not really matter too much. So it means less in terms of English players, but if you've got better players, you're going to pick the better players no matter their nationality. So this is the team we are going for today. Pickford still in goal, Sessegnon at left back, Stark and new boy Upamecano, Zola right back, Arthur, Santiago and Garcia. That's going to be our midfield three. I feel like that's a fantastic midfield three. Richard, Schmidt and Milik up front. So we got 2 debuts in there. Pavlak's on the bench. We're going to ease them all in easily. So, you know, but Man United, we need our best players. And let's see what happens, because Man United is the benchmark to see if we're going to actually do well this season, because they always seem to beat us no matter what. The only time we've beaten Man United, I think, was in the Champions League semi-final, and that was the last-minute goal from John Guidetti. And I just feel if we can prove a point this season that we can, you know, stand on the same levels as Man United, then we might win the league. Right, team talk. We owe Man United. We all love a revenge team talk. That seems like every team talk against Man United is we owe Man United. So, like last season, basically, it's all about winning the league. Winning the league? It's not all about winning the league. It's about winning something. All I want to do is win some silver, whether that's the Carabao Cup, whether that's the FA Cup. If it's a Champions League or a Premier League, fantastic. How has that not gone in? But we haven't won anything in 5 seasons, but ever since the first season when we finished mid-table, it was just like a transition season, if you will. Second season we finished 4th or 3rd. I think it was 3rd, wasn't it, in the end? And we've just gone on strength by strength, and I need to solidify how well we're doing by winning silverware, and not by saying, "Oh yeah, we've done well." We need silverware to back it up, and at the moment in this game we're doing okay. Right, Garcia has got a free kick here, and it just lagged for a little minute there. We've got a penalty. Schmidt has won a penalty, everyone. For some reason, it's gesturing all over the place. I don't know why. Milik is taking the penalty. Can he get a debut goal? Milik, he just sent De Gea the other way, slotted it in the other corner. 1-0 against Man United. Milik has got a goal on his debut. I don't care if that's a nice little chip by the looks of it. I don't care if it's a penalty, if it came off his arse or what. It's good to get him off the mark straight away. And it's just Gigolo getting sent off here. Red cards. They've had a mad couple of minutes here. They've given away a penalty. Desciglio has got a red card, so they're down to 10 men. They've got Alex Iwobi. I didn't even notice. Okay. So what a weird signing that is. We have every chance here, boys, of getting a result. And if we can beat Man United at the start of the season, that's just fantastic. Because you can't... It's weird, because obviously you have to play the big teams. But they always say there isn't a good time to play the big teams. But if you play them near the start of the season, you can then build up on a run of good games by playing the littler sides, by the weaker sides. Plus, if we're playing Man United and Arsenal this early, that means we're going to be playing them early in the second half of the season potentially as well. So the last part of the season, we could be getting some weakened sides, which might be needed to win the league or something like that. But we're concentrating on now. We're not concentrating on later. We need to beat what's in front of us. Man United are down to 10 men, but they're still a threat. D'Amico whips it in. That was a bit of a weird accent then, D'Amico. But we're on a counter-attack. Arthur's picked up the ball to Schmidt. This could be a big season for Schmidt as well. Richard's got the ball to Milik. Finds Sola, who hits it, and that's just over the bar. Good counter-attack in play. With this, we are still on control with this formation, like the last formation. I kind of forgot it was on control. I probably wouldn't have played control against Man United, but we need to control the game now because they're down to 10 men and they've made all their subs. So we're going to make our subs in a minute. Ever since the red cards, as expected, we've dominated the game pretty much. Santiago to Session to Schmidt to Arthur, whips it in. Oh, it's hit the bar. It kind of, I don't know if that was a cross or a shot, but if it was a shot, that was very good vision from him to try and lob the keeper from there, and it nearly paid off. Let's make some substitutions. Santiago's going to come off because he's booked. We're going to bring on Coquelin. Schmidt's not had a great game. We're going to bring on Yarmolenko, who Yarmolenko is now our fourth choice striker, pretty much. He's still a fantastic player. I did try and get rid of him in the summer. But we wanted like 60 odd million for him. No one was spending that. He is 31 years old. But he can do a job up front. So we're going to stick him up front. He had a decent pre-season up there. He scored a fair few goals. So that's fine by me. Who else are we going to take off? Is anyone really shattered? No. Let's not make a substitution for the sake of making a substitution then. And carry on how we're doing. I'm just going to give a little concentrate out there. And hopefully we can get a result here today. Because that would just be an even better start to the season, because I'm excited about the transfers and I'll be excited about the season if we can beat Man United. Yarmolenko's on the ball now, finds Milik, just wide. Milik's on a booking now, so I might take him off and bring on a more defensive player. Hopefully he doesn't get sent off. But Arthur's on the ball, sprays it out to Sessignon, which was what we wanted. Whips it in, Milik. Don't start missing chances earlier on in your West Ham career, mate, because we've got other players waiting in the wings to take your spot. Right, 85 minutes now. We need to do something. We got a last substitution. Actually, we don't need to do something because we're still dominating. All I'm going to do is shout, concentrate at them. Oh, there's time for a goal. Man United have scored late goals against us before. Pavon whips it in. It gets cleared. It's still there. It's still there. I feel like there's a Man United goal coming. It's just wide. Just wide. We're in the final minute now, and I'm going to make a substitution. It won't matter too much, but just to waste time, basically. This highlight's probably going to go on for the rest of the game anyway. But we're going to take off Schmidt just in case he gets another booking. We're going to put Jovanovic in the back five. Yeah, just do that. Keep everything else the same. And hopefully he doesn't get sent off in this little period. Zola whips it in, but De Gea picks it up. And there is time for a goal, which I don't like particularly. Our new centre-back, Dayot, I'm going to call him Dayot. Our new centre-back has won everything in the air, it seems. Silva's in here. Pickford clears it. I don't know why he didn't catch it, but he's cleared it. Oh, the kid's offside. That's why. We're going to have time to bring on Ivanovic. We have wasted a little bit more time. And we have beaten Manchester United 1-0 for the start of the season, which is a fantastic result. I don't care about winning 1-0. We don't have to win every game 10-0 or stuff like that. We need to grind out results. And that was a very professional performance by us, by the looks of things. We probably should have scored again, considering they had a man sent off, but at this moment of time, I do not care. Start of the season has gone straight to plan, in my opinion, and you couldn't ask for much more. We're top of the league at the start of the season. Perfect. If you like that episode, please subscribe if you are new around here or you haven't done so already. And I shall see you again. We're going to try and have a bit more of a bigger gap in between episodes now. So I might see you again for this bit, the second group game and the Chelsea game. That seems like a good little gap to go from. So yeah, if you like that, please subscribe. I appreciate it very much. And I shall see you again in the next episode, which is now tomorrow, don't forget. Thank you very much for watching.